Thank you. It gives me a great privilege now to, as you know, it's a Paris theme. It gives me great privilege to introduce a dad. He'll give you his story and he'll give you the essence of why he's here tonight, but also a little bit of the Paris theme as well. Could you please put your hands together for Clint Toomey?
Thanks, Dave. I first met Dave 2001, Easter, and Joanne and I and Liam were there waiting for his first chemotherapy. And Dave came in, he's got a bunny tail on, a basket full of eggs, and he's jumping around the room trying to jolly everybody up. And so that was the day that Liam became a challenge kid and we became a challenge family. And so Dave's asked me if I would come and talk about the family's journey with Liam to get him to the Paralympics. His journey for when he had cancer is probably no different to everybody else's journey, and along the way he had an operation and he lost his lower leg, and it was tough. As you would all know, it's very tough at that particular period in time, but we wrapped our arms around him, we protected him, we got him through primary school, all was good. We got him off to high school. High school's a bit harder to protect him. Different kids, different circumstances. The kids are all changing, they're all growing. And by middle of high school, year 9, say, he's a fully certified bad boy at Caulfield Grammar. Spending more time in detention, and we're spending more time in the principal's office. So the next 3 years leading up to when we got him through, dragged him through those years, but he got a taste for the good life. He got a taste for girls, alcohol, drugs, being a party boy, pushing the envelope, proving that he was the equal to everybody else. And we got him through to year 12, and he finished year 12, and we think the only reason we got him through the school was because he was using up all his brother Callum Toomey, he was using up all his good credits from when he was at school, because he was once voted the boy most likely to succeed at the school. So he had plenty of credits for Liam to use. He finished school and he decided, he's going to have a gap year. And considering the previous 2 years were probably gap years, he did very little, and he was a bit of a party boy, but the writing was on the walls that it wasn't going to be good. And during that time, he hooked up with we'll call them a patchwork quilt of other sort of misfits from other private schools, and they all got together and they'd all be watching, Sopranos and Breaking Bad. And so what we've got this group of original gangster private school boys who all think that they're going to rule the world, tag their way into oblivion, take drugs and so on. And like all drugs, it's fun for a little while, and then it starts to wear a bit thin. It got so bad that we basically, between 18 and 21, we hardly ever saw the boy. He'd come home, his family were his enemy because he didn't like it to come home, because we all knew what he was doing, what he was thinking, what he was saying. We all knew when he was lying. And what drugs do to the kids is they turn them inside out. It's dastardly to see what effect it has on them. So it got so bad that we used to go to bed at night thinking, well, will we get a phone call tonight to tell us that he's either in hospital, he's put somebody in hospital, he's in jail, or he's died. That's how ugly it was for that period of time. And then one day, fortuitously, it turned out, he went to a festival and clearly had too many pingers or whatever they have, Xanax. He's loaded up, they've loaded up for the weekend, and he's had a falling out with his friends, and then he's had a psychotic episode and he's come home and he's got me to board up his bedroom window, put all his things in his room, and then have to sit outside his room to stop people coming to get him. So we're horrified by this. This is the first time we've ever seen this. And then he slept for close to 2 days. Then after the 2 days, he comes out and he sort of he'd flirted with rehab before, but then he took it seriously. He realised that this wasn't quite the life he wanted to have. And he went to do some rehab, he did a little bit in Melbourne, and then he found a place in Sydney. He looked it up, he found it, and it was called Who's, We Help Ourselves. And he went into rehab for a whole year. 1 year he's in rehab in Sydney. And in there he learnt that, and he encountered a lot of people that taught him that the hand he's been dealt had 1 or 2 bad cards, and their hands, every card was shit. So he realised that his thing wasn't that bad. So out of that, he did his year there, and then they got him an apartment or a flat in Bondi Beach, 1 block back from the beach, next to the school. He pays $30 a week, subsidised for the next 2 years. So he's got the good life. He's in Bondi now. He goes swimming. He teaches himself to swim. He learns to swim. He starts to swim competitively. He rides his bike around everywhere. He finds a girl. All of a sudden, it's all happening. He comes back to Melbourne, and the Start Foundation, they donated a running leg for him. They told him maybe he should try a triathlon. They got him a bike, they got him a racing suit, and they basically encouraged him to come and race down at St Kilda one day. So he went to a race that was being held down on the Esplanade, and he did his gig, and I think he came second. And he got a taste, and it lit the fuse. All of a sudden, after 14 years of really from the time he first got diagnosed with cancer to the time he went and did his therapy, he was a winner. He achieved something. He got a goal, and it lit a fire in his belly. And from then on, his new addiction was triathlon and sport. And he trained 6 hours a day. He changed his diet. He used to drive us mad. He just kept, everything was different every day, and we became a sporting family now. And so, having gone through the ups and downs of illness, the drug addiction, and now we're going through the ups and downs of the sporting world. He was getting close to Tokyo, and but COVID kicked that out of the park, so that was the end of that for him. And then he set his sights on Paris. And the road to Paris has been pretty rocky. He got injured, and then he didn't think he would be able to run again, so we had to go through the thing, maybe his career was over. And he survived that, he got better, and then he's chasing points around the world. To get in, you have to get points, and you have to race consistently to do that. So he goes to Poland, he's cleaning up, he's 45 seconds in front, gets a flat tyre. That's over. No points. He goes to Kazakhstan. Nobody goes to Kazakhstan, but he's gone to Kazakhstan for a race. He's flown for 4 days or whatever to get there. He's going great. Wakes up in the morning, he's too ill, he can't race. So he spent a week on the road for nothing to go to Kazakhstan. And this was a constant theme. So every time we got a bit of good luck, we got a bit of bad luck. And ultimately, he didn't actually make the team or get notified of making the team until about 3 weeks before the real Olympics started. So we were always on tenterhooks for some time. Then when he did that, because the family were very close to it, because we're all living it every day, we're all naturally very excited, and he's the happiest we've ever seen him. And I did learn in my early days at the Royal Children's, a lady once said to me that as a parent, you're only ever as happy as your unhappiest child. And he was bursting out of his skin with happiness. So we couldn't be any happier. And so we go to Paris to watch him race, and it's a fantastic thing, the whole family there. And unbeknownst to us, well, we knew, but we don't experience because we're not there, what's going on at home, people watching on TV, school classes of following him and all this type of thing. And he has his race, and it's not his best day. It's not his best day on the track, and he confesses it wasn't his best day on the track. But I said to him, but it's the greatest day of your life. You think about 9 years ago, we didn't think you'd make it. And here you are, you're in Paris, you're in a triathlon, you're competing with the best in the world, you're doing it in front of thousands of French people around the track, and there's millions of people watching on TV. How could it get any better than that, other than winning a medal? And so he accepted that, and then he said he's going to go to LA and do better. And that's the journey that it's taken to get there. And people say, oh, you must be proud, and naturally we're proud. I mean, Joanne and I have just spent 10 weeks in Europe and on holidays, and if you want to know how proud she is, there's not a person in Europe that we didn't meet or speak to that doesn't know that Liam is or was going to be in the Paralympics. There's no holding back. We're delighted with the outcome. We think there's all great things to come for him. So, as Dave said, he wanted to know the journey and the effect on the family. And it all goes back to, if he's happy, we're happy. And we couldn't be happier or prouder of the boy than we are today. Thank you.
Hey guys, Liam Toomey here, coming to you from Girona in Spain, just ahead of World Champs in a couple of weeks. Apologies I can't be there tonight. Hopefully you all had an amazing night, and thank you for attending the ball. Hopefully you like listening to my dad as well. I think he might have done me proud and carried the flag pretty well for me, so thank you for that. Just want to say big thanks obviously to my mum and dad for their support, for being there for me tonight, and for all the support we've had from Challenge along the way. Thanks very much, and look forward to seeing you all in person soon. Cheers.
Thank you, Clint and Liam, for sharing your story tonight. It was absolutely fascinating to hear, although the Kazakhstan Tourism Bureau might have a word with you later, but we'll move on from there.